I see what you did there, Joe Dog. Hello, folks, and welcome to Stupid O'Clock. It is our last broadcast for 2021, and we'd be glad to see this year gone.
Hey, they said that during 2020.
Hey,
we're going to say it next year, too.
Hey, let's just sort of sneak in real nice and quiet. Don't touch anything. Try not to make any noise.
Like a thief in the night.
Yes, I will indeed. Put on my cloak of invisibility.
Oh. Hey, we got several other people with us already tonight. Good grief.
Oh, wow.
And there,
I don't know who that guy is. Hi, Keisha.
And then there's Ted Davies going, shh.
Oh, wow. He's awake at this time of night. Good grief.
Wow.
It's the Thursday.
Gives us hope for tomorrow night's show, huh?
Thought he was hibernating.
Oh, no. He's loading the Jeep.
First off, I want to officially brag about my sister. Look what she got me for Christmas.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Yeah. I've never seen one that much. Usually there's a lot more like crackers and candy, stuff like that. I've never seen one with that beef
Three
logs.
sausages, yeah. That ought to be some good party food right there, yeah.
Some nice meat.
Gonna have to stock up
and
on
you don't have to cook
tomorrow.
it. That's
yeah, really.
Not that I mind grilling, but there's something nice about just opening a package and eating.
So many different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah.
Why am I in the corner seat? That's what I want to know. This is Joe Dog. This is Joe Dog's part here.
No.
Alphabetical order. Dan comes before Jay.
Yeah.
See, when my brother was still alive, it wouldn't have been around for you to show it off.
She got me this too. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's
not with the green screen. No, that's
looks like a snow globe.
Oh, popcorn. Okay.
Oh, popcorn. Okay.
With almonds.
Oh, nice.
That should be nice. Yes.
It's got peanut brittle in it too.
Who's going to be at Chattacon? Joe Dog and Josh. Don't look for me.
I'll be the guy at the door going badges.
We don't need no stink on badges.
Well, I've paid for mine, so I'm good to go.
I'm sneaking by.
Well, now, Lindsay is actually excited about coming to HallowCon next year, so
Awesome.
let's not screw this year up.
Yeah, we still have the cook-off.
I don't know.
Because Mr. Spam up there, he won't.
I may leave it to you and him, and retire with my crown intact, and y'all can duke it out for the next heavyweight championship belt.
That gave me an idea.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hell.
Okay. $5 says it involves burritos, pickled eggs, or B12 shots.
No. Instead of doing ground beef, finally chop up a can of Spam and fry it up and put it in the chili.
We've done talked about this.
Yeah. They make a Tabasco Spam that would go excellent in chili.
Probably would.
Spam.
Spam chili. That would be.
That's what we talked about.
I didn't. Well, I wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, you weren't.
You were absent that night.
Yes.
It might have been on Last Man Standing too, but I don't know. I believe it was
much different than sausage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
except sausage tastes better.
Well, they put the last 4 letters in the word sausage are sage, which is, that's
Hmm.
primary ingredient. That and pork are the primary ingredient.
Hello, Sarah. Yep. I have to admit the secret ingredient in my chili is Jimmy Dean's sage sausage and just a spoonful of instant coffee.
Well,
And everything else is pretty standard.
thing is, now you have to disclose if you've got sausage in anything because people have become allergic to sage.
What?
Yeah.
Big Mother Nature's trying to tell us all something.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
And
You
Chris
learned?
is,
Hey, Chris.
and Chris is going to be at Chattacon if nothing happens.
Well, let's hope nothing happens because Chris always makes the convention better just by his presence.
Oh yeah, that smiling face. Just don't mention Rocky Horror Picture Show. He just turns red as a beet.
Oh, dear. I'll have
Oh,
to
dear.
remember that. Candy
Sarah
Graham.
Heiser's in there.
Oh, Lord. Well, how long will it be before we go off the rails, or have we already?
And
we
which
already
brings,
went.
which brings us back to our earlier Crazy Train discussion.
Yes.
Oh, in the green room, our green room, not Carl and Donna's green room. No. Yes, we were discussing the absolutely bizarre form that elevator music has taken nowadays compared to back in the day where orchestral music was the norm instead of turning popular music into elevator music.
When music was music.
Oh, it's still music. It's just there's lots of different kinds now, whereas before there were maybe 3 or 4 for any one particular area, and now we get a salad bar. Pretty much, you take what you want and leave the rest behind for somebody else to pick up.
Now, when the Beatles have become easy listening,
Oh, I'm waiting for Frank
now,
Zappa to become easy listening.
Beatles were all over the place musically, so a lot
Yes,
of their
they
stuff
were.
is actually easy listening.
Yeah, and especially the
Years ago.
Yeah, especially the early
Here Comes
stuff.
the Sun is very easy listening.
Well, that wasn't even the
Well,
early stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Michelle, yesterday.
Michelle.
Oops,
yesterday.
we got a Russian.
Well,
Joyce Begonia.
Got 2
get
more.
there.
Oh,
They're multiplying like a virus.
yeah, really.
Herpes.
Yeah, I think this is more like chlamydia.
Oh. Yeah.
That one's name was Bleep.
It got
It
lit.
sounded like they were censoring themselves with their own name.
I have been watching other people's shows with these things popping up on there, and they don't seem to realize that it's Russian bots the way we have figured it out, and they're just casually answering, and I'm going, there's a ban button for a reason.
Donna, I do have one that will beat Cyndi Lauper's She Bop is Muzak. I was at a sci-fi convention. I got in the elevator. I'd just gotten there, checked in my hotel room. I was heading up to my room, got in the elevator, doors closed. I hear Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train in Muzak format.
My wife.
This was back in the late 80s. Okay, that's
well, you do remember Pat Boone did a cover of Crazy Train.
Mhm.
I've got it.
You would.
I've got the CD. Okay. I have this thing. I hate to see censored music. Okay. I don't mind if they put the little explicit lyrics label on the front of it. That's okay. But if they just totally rewrite the song because nobody liked the words, you're kind of infringing on the artist. And it's just... And Walmart for a long time had that thing. They wouldn't put anything, but everything that Walmart had was crap. And
Par for the course.
Pat Boone up here in Chattanooga has sponsored the Bethel Bible Village charity golf, whatever they do, golf tournament. Raises money for the Bethel Bible Village, which is an organization that takes care of it's kind of like foster care for teenagers and such that their parents are in prison and they got nobody else to take care of. Troubled teens, so to speak.
Kind of like the Kroll Foundation down here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Pat Boone does the charity golf tournament every year. Pat Boone did that In a Metal Mood album. Showed up at was the Grammys, I think it was, in the leather vest, the leather pants,
with a white belt,
with the muscles showing.
Yeah, no shirt.
No shirt. Looked good for his age, by the way. But gets out there and and he's joking with the album and stuff like that. He's talking about the album and all sorts. Bethel Bible Village, very conservative Christian organization, decided to drop him as one of their charity contributors just because he put out a heavy metal album and showed up on the Grammys wearing a leather shirt. And I immediately went out and bought the CD.
Well, you remember...
guess where my money's going from now on.
Well, they worked that out. He worked with them for about 10 more years.
Yeah. He was giving them this much money every year, and they realized suddenly that they were only going to give out this much money every year. Pat Boone wasn't on. So, and after they basically ticked off everybody that was Pat Boone fan, they realized that little bit that was left after Pat Boone was gone was going to get even smaller.
Somebody got spanked, in other words.
And before Pat Boone, it was Tom T. Hall.
Yep.
Who was their host of their celebrity thing. And they got rid of him for I Like Beer.
Oh boy.
And that's when Pat Boone took over.
Well, they didn't learn their lesson quickly, did they?
Yeah.
As an aside, who has actually heard Christopher Lee's heavy metal album? Because I would like to find a copy of that. I would like to get.
It'd be on YouTube.
Well, yeah, but I'd like to find a copy. Just his estate deed. He's got a family. He may be gone, but he's still got a family that needs to be supported.
Well, no, he did the album with a heavy metal group.
I can't remember the group who was in.
Yeah, me neither.
Well,
yeah, Dan's not one to pirate anything.
No, not Dan.
The name of the group was Charlemagne.
Yep.
Charlemagne.
And they did.
Okay.
I think that's it. Let me see here.
Yeah, this is Charlemagne.
And he also did a heavy metal Christmas album.
Mm-hmm.
Jingle Hell.
Oh God.
Boy, if that wasn't prophetic.
Oh, yep. Those are definitely things that I need to put on my let's buy a CD list. No, Chris, no. See, I want to buy it. I don't want to just listen to it.
You want the physical.
I want a physical copy. You
want to pay for the actual.
Yeah, I want to support the artists.
Yes.
Even though Christopher Lee is no longer with us, the guys in the band are, and Chris's family. So,
speaking of that, you mentioned supporting the artist by actually buying it. Something had come up a while back about people who truly love Bob Ross should not buy any of his stuff because it's not going to the estate, that they've been swindled somehow. I didn't know any of the other, if you knew the story behind this.
no.
It sounds very disheartening, but it sounds all too real at the same time. But supposedly something that was handled that did not get taken care of prior to his passing, and I don't know if his son did anything with that or whatever, but supposedly they weren't seeing anything from T-shirts or books or anything with his likeness or name on it.
That's unfortunate.
Very much so.
Well, it happens to a lot of people. Remember, the original Night of the Living Dead movie is public domain because they forgot to include a copyright number.
Yep.
When they put it out.
They changed the name of the movie.
They changed the name of the movie.
They changed the name of the movie.
I bow to an expert.
I just tracked this down. They changed the name of the movie post production.
Oh,
From the time they went to from the time it went from the copyright to release in the theaters, they changed the name of the movie, and nobody did the paperwork.
okay. Yeah.
Hi,
Hey,
Nick.
Nicholas.
Hey, Nick.
I'll be right.
See, I know, like with the Jimmy Stewart movie, It's a Wonderful Life, they just forgot to renew the copyrights in the 70s, and then boom, it's public domain. But of course, that was kind of a good thing because it went from nothing that nobody heard of to being this cult hit.
And somehow Universal got the copyright back to it.
Hey,
Right.
you can buy it on Amazon. It's $41. So
Yeah, well, tell Dan.
Zardo, how do you go about getting copyrights for playing music for Stringway?
Well, you have to get the copyright release for each platform. There are some songs perfectly fine on Facebook, not YouTube.
Okay.
I think.
Are you talking about an original piece, Josh?
Yeah.
That's the way the radio station does.
Yeah.
They get the rights to play the music.
Yeah, basically a DJ or
10 cents a song or whatever.
Where you get an ASCAP and a BMI license. And
which we found music today that was not copyrighted.
Next time we get Lewis on the show, we need to ask him because he's actually in the radio biz. He probably knows all that.
Okay.
all right, here comes Dan back. Shh, shh, shh. All right, he's back.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Dan.
Welcome back, Dan.
Say, Dan.
How are you doing?
Oh, moment.
Very badly, I suspect. Well, just in a little bit of news, my big Christmas present from Lindsay this year was a teeny tiny refrigerator that holds exactly 1 6-pack. And it's sitting right over there, just a little bit beyond arm's reach.
Only
so
a
that
6?
we don't trip. Yeah, only a 6. Yeah, it's a cute little thing, and it's a Frigidaire. And
a quick question: Is it 110 volt or is it one of those ones you can plug into your car?
both.
You better get there now.
Yep, both. Right now, it's plugged into the wall. The car's a little bit too far to walk to, unless it's raining.
Now you need a porta potty next to it.
Yeah.
A hail pit. No.
We actually thought about getting one for our Humvee when we were in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Was just
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it, it doesn't have a thermostat inside. So when it reaches its cooling temperature, it doesn't kick off. So
it
basically,
turns into a cooler. Yeah.
Basically, what I do is at the end of the night, when it's empty, I turn it off. When I get home from work, and Lindsay said, "This is for your shows now. You can't just sit back here and not come out to the rest of the house for a month."
You heard of a man cave? That's a Dan cave.
Yeah.
No, it's my office.
Hey, they make those beer keg refrigerators with the tap.
Kegerator.
Kegerators.
Yep. The trouble is, if you got a hose coming in, you're going to have a hose going out the window too.
Gotta have the one go out.
Yeah, I don't want to kill the shrubbery.
My window's right over there, so
Yeah, well, I was about to say,
I may be way out in the country, but I can't just go hang it off the front porch. We're pretty close to the road. The traffic's always heavy here.
Hey, Dan, do you remember there was this trend a while back where people were making elaborate outhouses that were likely better? You've heard of a she shed?
Yeah.
It was kind of like a he shed, but technically it was just a really big outhouse.
Careful how you say that.
Big crap house. Put it that way.
Now, oddly enough, I was talking to Ted and Christine on the phone the other day, and he was wanting to light up a cigar, and she wouldn't let him in the house. And I go, well, Christine, you ought to let him buy a Ted shed to put out in the yard where he could go smoke.
Home Depot, for a while, they have the little outbuildings.
They still do. They still
They
do.
still do.
But for a while,
Down
they
here,
had this
they do.
one that was actually 2 stories.
Mhm.
In the back, had a little stairwell, went up, had an attic, and then, things like that. If I remember correctly, it was like right at $4,000 or something like that.
The one that I looked at was a little bit larger. It was about 10,000.
10 grand. Yeah.
Yep. But
But the
it
thing
would be
was-
a great addition to our house right here. I mean, it would give me extra walls for bookshelves.
Somebody pointed out there's actually a kit. Somebody had drawn up a kit for it, for insulating the walls, putting heating and air conditioning in one of the windows, putting a bathroom underneath the stairwell,
That's exactly what my mother suggested.
and making
No,
a
seriously.
tiny house out of it. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
It'd be a good studio for you, Dan.
Mother-in-law apartments, what they
you
call it.
find you a little piece of property somewhere way out in the woods, put your foundation down, drag that sucker out there, figure out some way to get water and sewage, and maybe electricity if you don't want to do solar or whatever,
Mhm.
and bye, guys.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a little camp resort that has those around the lake, and instead of putting a bathroom in it, they had a bathhouse around 5 of them.
Yeah.
With, multiple showers.
I've gotten addicted to having a toilet within 20 feet of my bed. Maybe
Yeah.
when I was younger, I could have trained myself to walk to an outhouse, but that just,
No. I've got to have 20 foot.
When I was younger, it was take the chamber pot to the outhouse, but that was first thing in the morning.
20 foot.
20 hell, it's like 50 yards.
Yeah.
hey, if somebody's sleeping with me, I want them to hear me flush the toilet.
Yes.
That's innocent.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but the only way to flush an outhouse is to dig a hole about 50 feet deep in the limestone of East Tennessee and move the outhouse.
Hey, Dan, I was in the military, and when I joined the military, they still had outhouses.
Dig your return.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they
was
called
it-
them latrines, John, not outhouses.
Well,
was it a
yes.
trench latrine, or was it the
they do
big
call them
hole in the ground?
latrines, but they have different classes of latrine, and one of them is called an outhouse. And the military actually had some that were on sleds
Yep.
that you could drag behind a car.
Yeah.
Well, a truck.
They've been to East Tennessee. They know what this shit is.
And well, if you think about it, you go to a shooting range, they got one of these things. It's like a 4-holer.
Uh-huh.
and they put it out there, and they dig the hole, they put it over it. Well, you get 150 troops using that thing for 3 days.
Hole's full.
It's time to dig a new hole.
Yep.
It's time to burn that stuff.
Yep. Oh.
No, they didn't. It wasn't the kind with the buckets underneath. And yes, I have worked those before too.
There was a construction crew up here working on the gas pipeline within about 2 blocks of my house. Basically, that distance if I was in the city. They had an outhouse, a porta potty sitting there by the side of the road for the construction crew. Some idiot came up and knocked it over on its side.
Nice.
Well, I do live out in the middle of the countryside, and there's not a lot for kids to do around here for entertainment, but you'd think they'd find something better to do than tipping porta potties, you know?
Hey, be glad there wasn't somebody in it.
I didn't know that there wasn't, you know?
First time we went to Iraq, my platoon sergeant was a Vietnam veteran. So we get over there, and it turns out the base we're at still has the old that they built the plywood crappers and just like in the manual, with the sawed off 55-gallon drum, and you pulled them out and added the diesel fuel and burn it. And it turns out because we were the new people there, we got the detail.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about it. Says, "Yeah, I hate to do this to you guys because you know, it's nothing worse than smelling like shit and diesel burning." So we went out there. I took my squad out and we supervised it, and they set it on fire. And truthfully, we're in Iraq. The whole country smells like diesel fuel and shit, so you couldn't really tell the difference.
No, that got a good comment there. Yeah. Actually, Nicholas, believe it or not, I used something like that in one of my stories about a guy who grew up in West Virginia on the farm back in the day. He was a Korean War vet, so you know outhouses would have been part of his life before he was old enough to join the army. So yeah, there was a snake, and just so happens that it was far enough from the house that they were in the habit of walking out there with a shotgun just in case. And his daddy whooped him for making him have to patch up the corner of the outhouse.
Outhouse and gun rack. Yeah.
You never know when
outhouse and gun range. Yes.
Yeah, you never know when a snake might come up there.
That's right. A snake
Or a spider.
Yeah.
I
don't think shotgun is that low powered enough for a spider.
The spider, I can't deal with.
A shotgun point blank on a spider's very effective.
No, I'll burn the house down.
Or the occasional raccoon in there with you.
Well, I ain't worried about a coon, but
long as he washes his hands.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a lady come into our shop one day, and she was talking about where she just lived out on Browntown Road up in Red Bank, Hickson area, or Signal, in that area. Joe knows where it's at.
Oh,
it's kind of a farming community area.
Nicholas, they
were having a problem with kids coming down through there and playing mailbox baseball.
Yep.
And she was complaining that she had already replaced 3 mailboxes since she lived there. I kept talking with her. I said, you work at combustion, don't you? She goes, yeah. I says, you know how to weld, don't you? She says, yeah. Says, borrow some pipe steel, like 6-inch pipe steel, and build you a cast steel mailbox. Just weld it together yourself, put doors there, and put it in the ground about 3-4 foot with concrete and everything like that. Says, problem solved. She says, that's a great idea. A month later, she comes in and she just had to tell me. She says she built the mailbox, and I gave her the basic idea. She took it a couple steps further, and She walks and reaches into her purse and pulls out about this much baseball bat. She had found it in her front yard.
We had one guy in the neighborhood that the kids were doing that. They would be driving by and smacking the mailboxes with the baseball bat, and one guy did just about exactly what you said. He got a piece of I think it was 6 or 8 inch diameter pipe, steel pipe, iron cast iron pipe, and filled it with rebar and concrete, and then welded a mailbox to it. But the mailbox was full of concrete with just a little piece of PVC pipe inside for the mail to go. So they came by and smacked the mailbox, and let's just say there was a kid that needed dentures really, really early, because when it rebounded, it went through the window he was leaning out of.
Well, my friend used to suffer from their mailbox getting knocked over all the time. So what he did was he used the axle of a 1951 rear axle of a 1951 John Deere tractor and mounted the mailbox on top of it, and then poured about 2.5 feet of cement down into the ground. And they actually wrecked their truck on that thing. The mailbox stood up and the whole front end of the truck was just demolished.
Mm-hmm.
But when you were talking about the outhouses earlier, and I didn't realize I still had my cough button on, the town my grandmother lived in, Fithian, Illinois, 500 people, a little farm town, back in the 70s, had a general store that never did have a restroom in the store. They had an outhouse out back, and it was subject to every type of debauchery, whether it be Halloween or not. But and usually it was the town cop would watch it quite well just about the whole month of October, but it would occasionally get some logging chain wrapped around it and dragged out in the middle of Main Street, and that for the cop to come and then take it back, or he'd call the owner of the grocery store, and then they'd have to make arrangements to get it back. And the thing about it is it was a wooden outhouse that sat on top of a brick little embankment, whatever, base, and they never did anchor it down in there. He would always set it on there, and they'd say, this is going to continue to happen. And so one year the outhouse was gone, and we looked out in the middle of Main Street. It wasn't out there, it wasn't anywhere else. Somebody actually wrapped the logging chain that they used to drag it off of the base and down the alley, and they had a little mini park there up on Main Street, had a big 40-foot flagpole, and they wrapped that and hooked that up there, and they hoisted the whole outhouse about 3/4 of the way up the flagpole. And there it was for the town cop to come by. He passed it up about 4 or 5 times before he finally saw it from a distance.
People don't look up that often.
Yeah.
Nope.
I got a news story that I just found that this is interesting.
Oh.
Okay. Santander's United Kingdom Bank is seeking to recover £130 million, roughly $175 million, that it paid out on Christmas Day by mistake. Due to a technical issue, 75,000 payments by some 20,000 or 2,000 corporate and commercial account holders were made twice to their recipients, the bank said. duplicated transactions made on Christmas morning came from the bank's own reserves, meaning none of the clients were left out of pocket. Merry Christmas.
Well, it should be easy enough to find it, shouldn't it?
Yeah, well, corporate and
Probably.
commercial, yeah. They weren't hurting for money to start with.
If you see the same transaction twice on everyone's statement or whatever,
Yeah. A lot of people still going to be upset about having that money repossessed after they accidentally got it.
We don't have it. We done spent it.
Only way you can get away with
Actually, that once happened at the factory. Corporate payroll, clicked the wrong button twice and paid people 2 weeks worth of their paycheck in 1 week, and then pitched a fit about getting the money back. And there was so much outcry that what they wound up doing was not paying everybody for 1 week to get that money back. So imagine the outcry from the people that live from paycheck to paycheck. Suddenly, they got 2 paychecks 1 week, and about a month later, they got 1 week that they didn't get paid whatsoever, and they were quite upset. But they were in the wrong. But
simple fix, but wouldn't it still throw their books off? Enough to.
I don't know. It's corporate. I mean, I imagine it balanced out in the end, but probably had to wait all year for everything to work its way
Balanced out in the audit.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, they're going to cut stuff all year.
Yeah, happened to us at work one time. But they decided instead of, just not paying everybody for a week, they would deduct 25% of the paycheck
for 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks, which made it even rougher because you had money, just not enough to do anything.
Yeah. And for people that have automatic payments coming out or have exactly the same amount of bills every month, and all of a sudden the schedule gets thrown off, there are going to be some, shall we say, hue and cry. That's a good old-fashioned way of putting it. Hello, Michaela. How you doing? Oh,
well, it just goes to show you that you need to be honest, even if you receive funds that aren't rightfully yours.
mm-hmm.
As long as you're honest about it and do the right thing, then you have nothing to worry about.
And the problem is
bankruptcy.
Well, I was about to say the problem. Well, go ahead, Joe.
Well, the problem is now the bank reports how much is in your account, IRS, starting Saturday. So you're going to pay taxes for it, whether they take it back or not.
Yep.
If I were Emperor of the United States, it could happen.
Well,
That'd be one of the first things I'd do is get rid of income tax and just literally decimation doesn't even begin to describe what I would do to the IRS.
No, that's
well,
just 10%.
I was about to say, it wouldn't even be the IRS, it'd be everything. But
Emperor Ming Scarborough.
man, I'd vote for you right now. Go ahead and run. How much money you need?
I don't need any. I'm going to tax everybody.
Yeah.
Well, everybody picking on Elon about not paying his fair share of taxes. He's going to have to pay $15 billion this year in taxes. And it breaks down. He became an American citizen in 2002.
Yeah.
He has that breakdown is $1.5 million a day since he's been an American citizen.
And
I think
how many shares did he have to sell?
he's still got more to sell.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I can't remember how many
He
shares.
sold 30 billion, has to pay 15. No, he sold 25 billion and has to pay 15.
And he's still got how much left?
200 and something.
Yeah. That's not exactly a hardship case there.
No.
No, but guess where most of his tax money's going? To support the oil industry. To support the oil industry, and his tax comes from selling electric vehicles to get us away from fossil fuels.
More power to him is what I got to
Is
say.
that insult to injury?
Yeah.
You know, next thing he ought to do is build his own nuclear reactor down there.
Be nice.
Hey, he can afford it.
Oh, yeah.
Was Bill Gates was involved with one just recently.
Gate. Don't even get me started on that.
You know what would be ironic if Bill Gates does make a nuclear reactor and everybody uses it to grill hamburgers?
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Hey.
We'd all have a Corona would be around forever, which is probably going to be. But
there's a story out of Australia about this guy who's grilling in his backyard. His neighbor's a vegan. So she complained to the police and the city council about him grilling in his backyard that she didn't like the smell. And she every time he has a barbecue, she goes over, complains to him, and then calls the city council, the police, and all.
Hey, Zach, welcome to the show.
Hey, Zach.
Anyway, turns out he was complaining about it on a grilling website on Facebook.
Oh,
got 80 friends to come over to his backyard with their grills one weekend.
Smoke on the water.
Sounds like me.
I bet it smelled incredibly good.
I'll smoke it up.
It's Australia. You know, they grill,
Everything.
Lizards, kangaroos, spiders.
Well, Dan, you saw where the Walmart, or not the Walmart, the Waffle House was from the hotel at HallowCon? Yeah. Would you believe we had people actually come out of that Waffle House and go and trace their way up to our grill?
Yes. Given as how I was standing out there with the cook at the time and knew just exactly how good that smelled, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if there were people in helicopters coming by from Washington State going, "Hey, can we get a to-go bucket?"
Carbon emissions.
There wasn't no carbon. This was pure deliciousness in odoriferous form.
I will post something tomorrow on my Facebook. There's going to be some smoked wings for the Alabama game. Roll Tide.
Don't get canceled.
Yeah. COVID canceled.
Alabama, well, if Cincinnati don't show up, that'd be their ass.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
I have that effect on people when I say
what
something.
Song?
Smoke on the water.
Oh,
smoke on the water. But yes, I got to do that.
There is a very good version of that on YouTube where it's got an all-star musician lineup, including people from Blue Oyster Cult and Black Sabbath, and lots of other bands.
Also,
I think Queen. They were all in there, and it's just, man, that is one of the best versions of that I have heard.
Also,
barring the original, which is absolutely fantastic. But,
also doing a Chuck Rub tomorrow.
Yeah, Chris says it'll be a riot if the games aren't played.
Yeah.
If they cancel the playoffs tomorrow, yeah, it will be a riot.
Now,
I'm sure Georgia and Michigan will play it. They cancel anything, it'll be Alabama and freaking Cincinnati.
Where is the game going to take place?
Texas, I believe.
It'll be a team forfeit.
No, well, yeah, actually, yeah. Well, depending on what team has the run.
That's the what? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, just do it. If one team's got Rona, they forfeit. Next team advances.
That's how that's how they got it set up. So.
yeah. Well, things will get back to normal eventually. For
Well,
some
prove
people, value is normal.
So whatever this variant is now, I don't know why they just don't let them play and go about it. But
Well, they're refusing to get their vaccines.
Well, they're still getting the COVID even though they had the vaccines.
But
This
they're not
is
having
true.
the major.
But
Yeah, but they're not having to be put on a ventilator and dying.
yeah,
well, they're not going to die for Omicron disease. They've already said that. They've actually narrowed down now the time quarantine time to 5 days from 10 days if you have it but don't have the symptoms.
I was about to say,
If you
Yeah.
have the symptoms, you still got to do the 10 days.
That's
CDC,
because the
well,
public is not putting up with the 2 weeks anymore.
the CDC dropped it down to 5 days now. So
Yeah,
so
they're going by the public reaction instead
yeah,
of medical recommendations.
yeah.
So
Well, there's a lot of them that won't go by what the CDC or the other will anyway. They're going to do whatever suits their needs.
Well, I'm noticing the people that saying, I don't listen to the CDC, I don't listen to the CDC, were the exact same people going, why is the CDC allowing the Ebola cases into the United States?
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Well, that was part of it.
Well, we had the best medical care in the damn world and actually found a damn cure for it.
yeah.
Well, we had a cure for this shit 5 years ago.
Yep.
Well, they've been working on something
We
similar for 20 years. But
yeah, I was about to say we made the freaking disease. So.
I don't believe we made it.
And it was made in North Carolina.
China made it.
No, we made it in North Carolina.
No, that's the ghost peppers.
And then
Yeah.
we sent it to China.
And they added the wet bats.
No,
the bats from the wet market.
No, they added a gene called A's.
Wet bat and ghost pepper rubs.
Yeah, there you go. But
well, our trip Tuesday, we're going to have to take our COVID cards with us because Chicago right now wants people not to let anybody in unless you have proof of all your shots. And there are actually some of the suburbs, Orland Park is one that's recently in the news, says that we are not going to enforce that. They said, first of all, we couldn't physically enforce it to begin with. You can't do it. And then the state health department responded to that and said, well, if any of Chicago or the suburbs do not enforce it, and if somebody calls in, say Josh calls in and complains about whatever, then they can go investigate it. And that
Governor what's his name? Up there?
Pritzker.
Pritzker.
I did say it right this time.
Yeah.
Oh well, the lieutenant governor, she has COVID right now. Now they're trying to find out if she got it from him.
Yeah.
because he'd been going around without his mask for all those months.
And you got Lori Lightfoot up there, the beetle-eyed. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
my
Let's talk about the
Next subject.
yeah, please.
You say Lori Lightfoot. I don't even want to talk about her.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, I got that little story. If you got time for me to read it, you were
yeah, we got an hour.
Yeah.
okay.
Read there, Bill, please.
It'll take exactly 59 minutes and 57 seconds. So that's great. No, you were talking about the Hubble telescope getting replaced last week, and I noticed it came up on my This Day in History for today. The astronomer Edwin Hubble.
Have you been drinking tonight, Bill?
Not Hubble. Announced the discovery of other galaxies on this date in 1924. I think that's the year Josh was born.
Yeah.
But anyway, at the time, it was thought that our Milky Way galaxy represented the entirety of the universe. Hubble, studying the Andromeda Nebula using the 100-inch Hooker telescope at Mount Wilson Observatory in California. Now, with a weaker telescope nebula, with a weaker telescope, the nebula would just look like clouds of glowing gas. But with the Hooker telescope, which was the most powerful telescope in the world at the time, Hubble was able to distinguish individual stars within the nebula. And one of the stars in the Andromeda Nebula turned out to be I believe it's the Cepheid variable.
Yep.
And am I correct in that or incorrect in that pronouncing?
Right.
Okay. Which that was a particular type of star that pulsates and is very bright. The astronomers had figured out a decade earlier by observing Cepheid variable and measuring its brightness and the length of time it takes to go from bright to dim and back again, that they could calculate the star's distance from Earth.
Bill, let me hold you up right there. That is called a pulsar. Go ahead.
Cepheid variables, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a type of pulsar.
So anyway, Hubble crunched the numbers and realized that the star he was observing was 800,000 light years away, more than 8 times the distance of the farthest star in the Milky Way. So it was then that he realized that the cloud of gas he had been observing was really another vast galaxy that was very far away. He renamed the Andromeda Nebula the Andromeda Galaxy and went on to discover 23 more separate galaxies. And his findings proved that unimaginably vast, though it seemed to us, our Milky Way was just one of many little islands of stars. So anyway, so that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's neat.
And there's a story that the Hubble telescope.
They just picked up something the other day, didn't they, Chodo?
Well, they've updated that. Hubble went and stared at a patch of black sky. I mean, to naked eye, nothing. And did like a 30-day scan of it every orbit, every whatever. Come to find out, there was more than 10,000 to like 100,000 galaxies in that space.
And it was not a really big space for it to be looking at.
No, I mean, it was that.
Yeah.
And they're stacked on top of each other at a distance, so it could tell that it could see back almost 8 billion years.
It's amazing how long that telescope's been up there and still.
It's still
Yeah.
working.
Yep.
Yeah, she's had
Oh yeah.
she's had a few problems, but yeah,
Hey, using
30 years.
bifocals now, but it's still working.
Oh, and another thing from the Hubble telescope. People go, "Why are we spending all that money up in space?" One of the spin-off technologies of the Hubble telescope is when they had to fix it, and they put in that CoStar patch. The software used to define and clean up and everything is now used to detect breast cancer.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep, there has never been anything used in the pursuit of space exploration or astronomy or lots of other sciences that doesn't turn out to have an application in everybody's real world lives once they
Velcro.
figured out what it's doing.
Velcro.
Velcro. Lord, it's medical monitors.
Yeah.
All the things that you get stuck to you when you go to the hospital for something, originally developed to monitor astronauts in training.
Yeah.
I mean, all this stuff, it's paid for itself a billion times over.
NASA holds the patents on a lot of that stuff. But since NASA is a
Federal.
they cannot block anybody from using that patent, but they encourage them to pay them for it.
Oh,
And it's
John.
amazing what they've been able to do with as tiny as their budget is.
Yeah.
When you compare it to the rest of the U.S. budget, I mean, NASA is a drop in the bucket.
NASA is 1/10 of 1 penny of every penny in the budget.
well, I think that's. We're about to get in politics.
But
Oh, we done got into politics. We lost
No more
8 damn
politics.
viewers. We lost 8 damn viewers when we started talking about politics.
Yeah, all the Russian ones.
No, they
And I just want to say, is that Edwin Hubble sniffing the back of John's leather?
He's smoking a pipe.
But the looks of that right there, that looks like a bit of Monty Python animation. The way it.
actually, it's Big Brother is watching you. But
Yeah.
he's more interested in the Andromeda Galaxy, so get out of the way.
Yeah, Big Edwin.
and maybe I forgot it. What is Big Brother's name?
Big Brother did not have a name.
He did not have a name. He was just known as Big Brother.
I thought
Yep.
he had a name.
In 1984, he didn't have a name?
He did not have a proper name, and there was no proof that he ever existed as
He
anything
was
but a
a
photograph.
manufactured face. For
He was just propaganda.
for the party. Yes,
Okay.
he was just more propaganda.
Did Big Brother in 1984 have a name? I'm checking.
Orwell never gave him that.
Oh, Nick says YouTube dropped him, not the content.
Oh.
We're still going down.
Yeah, well,
Evidently, somebody's having a party somewhere because people keep leaving.
The thing is,
New Year's Eve started early.
yeah.
we blocked. I think we blocked
they're already
all the
shooting.
Russian bots
They're already shooting fireworks in my neighborhood.
No, we had like 12 people watching us before the bots came in. That is really weird. That is really weird. I don't know what. When was that one? When was that edition put out, or is that a tape?
This is just from the Wikipedia. And it's just saying from the book 1949.
What?
19. Oh,
The book
the
came out in
original
49.
publication.
Came out in 49, yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry.
What I found interesting about it was that particular illustration has a little Hitler mustache,
Yes.
Yeah.
and the original illustrations
He was
look
actually-
more like Stalin.
But he kind of looks a little bit like Stalin too, in a sense.
I think they could. I think they
we got somebody new in the room. Bagus I'm butchering your name. We're saying Bagus Oncom, and he is from Indonesia.
Hello.
What's going on?
Might be
says
one of
it-
you folks
Oh,
from
good
Army
morning.
Rocket Science.
And it's 9:00 in the morning there. So
Yeah. How's
thank you
it
for
going?
tuning in. We just talk about everything, and the subject change is more than a teenager trying to sneak out. That's all I'm going to say.
And in here, it does not list a name for Big Brother, so it just says a fictional character.
I thought he had a name.
I did too.
Yeah.
I'm still looking.
Nope.
It don't.
Nope. And they, I'm reading it right now on Facebook, and apparently he never had a name. He was simply the embodiment of the party. The party
well,
Big Brother released.
Different versions have.
Let me be your father.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Orwell wrote it as a warning, and we're using it as a fucking guidebook.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, no, I'm not. But
I'll second that.
Hey, and remember the big thing that people just couldn't understand? That there's a big view screen on the wall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What does it damn near every house in the have?
Yes.
Right here.
You know, Orwell used
Those view
that.
screens had a camera looking back at whoever was watching. And
Now-
what are we using right now?
Yeah. It just says that he just learned English.
Well, good. You're doing really
good
well.
job.
Now,
You're
Welcome.
doing really
yes.
well.
Now, if we can only learn Indonesian,
We all live in the southern United States. We're still learning English ourselves.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. I speak 3 languages: British, English, and Southern.
I got French in me, so I got French. Parlez-vous français?
Ocio,
And I got
Well, and
Latino.
there's a Cherokee right there.
I got Latino.
I speak redneck. What y'all talking about?
so hey, Dan, that illustration I showed, and one of you, I don't know which one, said looked like Hitler or had a Hitler mustache, and I said, but I also thought it looked like Stalin.
That was intentional.
Yeah, and it's saying in here additional speculation from Douglas Kellner of the University of California, Los Angeles, argued that Big Brother represented Joseph Stalin, representing communism, including Stalinism, and Adolf Hitler representing Nazism.
Stop and what you said again. Where did it come from?
Berkeley.
From University of California,
There you
Los
go.
Angeles,
Berkeley.
UCLA.
That's all you need to say.
Yep.
Well, hey, it's
The People's Republic of California, yes.
Yep.
Now, another theory is that the inspiration for Big Brother was Brendan Bracken, the Minister of Information, a government department in wartime United Kingdom until 1945.
thank you very much.
I mean,
Now,
I cannot read that.
I have to
Read
admit,
it.
the popular image that was attached to Big Brother for a lot of people came from the original black and white movie back in was it the 50s or 60s?
50s, 60s, yeah.
And there have been other remakes of it.
Well, I was about to say, I mean, you had the undergrounds and all that. So
Well, there's a lot that could be said about Bradbury or the Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
A lot of that
Which also
becoming
had the
true.
which also had the giant TV screens on every wall.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very similar in nature, and they had a cancel culture that was telling you what to think, and you know, of course, the fire department, instead of putting out fires, came to burn books.
And one of my friends online had pointed out that people tend to think of that banning books thing as being originated by the government, when in the book it makes it clear that it was a grassroots movement of people. They're going, oh, well, this book has stuff I don't like in it, so we need to ban it. And over and over again, it snowballed up until the government, even if you were pro-library and pro-books, in order to get reelected, you went ahead and followed the let's ban this stuff that we don't like movement. And there were still,
well,
there were still magazines and technical manuals and lots of other stuff that was written down, so everybody could read. It was just literature that fell under the ban hammer.
What they wanted you to read. Well, and Hitler was doing that back in the 30s, way before we even got involved in the war.
Yeah.
And
it was nothing but propaganda when it's the same thing now. But
now I've got a picture of Big Brother that looks different than that. He doesn't have the mustache or the goatee.
It might be the one from the movie. Let's flash it up on the screen and I'll tell you.
Well, I don't have it.
Oh, okay. You got it in your mind.
Yeah.
we keep talking about Big Brother, and I keep thinking about that song by Rare Earth, Hey Big Brother. which is about something totally different, but
I keep thinking of Janis Joplin's band, Big
Yeah,
Brother.
I was about to say that.
well,
I keep thinking of that stupid TV show where everybody shuts down their life to watch this stupid TV show of people trapped in a house, not trapped in a house, but have to live in the same house month in, month out for
entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, the MTV show.
Big Brother.
Yeah, Big Brother. Yeah. Oh, that one. Okay, that was CBS.
Yeah.
Now the
MTV had a similar one.
The one that had Ron Jeremy and Tammy Faye Baker in it was amusing.
Did you just say Ron Jeremy?
Yes.
Yes. Ron Jeremy, the Hedgehog. Him and Tammy Faye Baker hit it off real big.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that might have been scripted.
I'm going to stop there. That'd be for tomorrow night.
Bow chicka wow wow.
That's it.
Yep. What?
That could have actually been a relationship made in heaven right there. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, those two? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the picture John just threw up, that's the one I was thinking of.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, he does
He's got a
have
proper mustache. I mean,
That's
like,
from the
that's like
the
Tom
later,
Selleck porn star stuff right there.
that's the later color movie. I think Rick Wakeman actually did the soundtrack for that movie.
Welcome, Carl. We've been.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl, where you been?
Yeah,
They went on for another hour and wow. I got to tell you, they were really entertaining. I hated to leave, but
well, all the trolls ran over here when you ran them all.
Yeah. Thanks, Carl.
yeah, really.
We send them back.
Yeah, they follow your ass. Sorry.
They seen our pictures of Big Brother here and went running.
Hey, that's an idea.
What?
Send them back to Carl.
We'll put up a bunch of big communist propaganda things on here. No question.
God.
Yeah, do it.
We'll get
Russian
more.
bot, they don't want to see communism again.
No, I don't want the FBI showing up and talking to me.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Joe,
they
you know what your ratings would do on this show if the FBI showed up?
Show up to my house, please.
Just please. Yeah, I'll come over with a camera and film the whole damn thing.
Yeah, please.
You'll get
Don't
2
give
million
up.
YouTube hits the first day.
Please.
CBS's new reality show.
Raid my house.
Yeah, please.
One of the
Quick, flash Big Brother's picture again.
Carl says they probably came over here when he banned them, like the roaches that run next door. Yep.
Yeah, well, we keep spraying them, so.
No, I was watching a YouTuber today. He was on another YouTube type talk show like this. He had the FBI show up at his house, and he said it's just like this flip. And the guy said, well, first thing you should have done is pulled out your phone, got the camera up, says, I need to see your ID again.
That's the
That's
one.
the one.
Is that the one?
That's the
Yeah.
classic image. Yes.
Now that I think that's from the film.
Yes,
Carl,
it is. Yes, it is.
Did you really have the FBI show up?
No, but what he did is he had the FBI show up, and they did the flip. And the guys told him next time they show up, pull your phone out because they just flash the badge. They don't give you time to read.
I just found another image, and I can't show it because it's one of our past presidents.
Oh,
I will not show it.
Bagus, I can't say your name, and we apologize for that. He says, I think your chat is very interesting, but I only understand some of the words you're saying. But it's fun to try and understand what we're saying. Yeah.
India,
Indonesia.
No
Well,
offense.
Use subtitles.
Yeah, no offense.
Well,
but
we support y'all.
Bagus.
If you want to learn proper English, you came to the wrong show.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean,
They don't call this stupid o'clock for nothing.
Mississippi and Tennessee. Okay, we've got Alabama down here,
Yeah.
Georgia over there, another Tennessee over here, and I don't know where Bill's from. They
Kentucky
speak really
and,
weird English there, too.
Indiana or
No, he's Tennessee and
where you at right now, Bill?
I'm here.
What state are you in? And don't say drunk because I know you don't drink
State of
anything.
apparently.
Confusion.
Confusion.
Illinois now, originally Cherokee, North Carolina.
Just so you know, I don't know if you'll catch all this, but America is a very large country, and English changes slightly depending on which region you go to. People up in the northeastern part of the United States don't speak anything like the people in the southeastern United States. And the people in California speak like communist Chinese.
There goes 6 more people.
Yep.
All right.
No,
But yeah,
and Vegas,
I'm glad that Indonesia. Welcome.
and
Indonesia to English. Okay, that'll come in handy, Bill.
Welcome.
Free download.
Welcome to the South.
So if you want to click the subtitles on, you can sort of maybe keep up with what we say.
No.
Now, Carl, cut him some slack. Now, I can even interpret Jack Daniels, much less.
And Carl, is he talking shit about me?
The problem is Josh isn't speaking Jack Daniels. He's speaking Anheuser.
Yes. Whatever. I'm drinking, but
He's light.
Cheers. Josh and I are drinking the same brand of beer.
I'm speaking Sprecher.
Bill's gonna have a good.
Caffeine is what you're
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah. I was about to say.
We got
Caffeine? What do you mean caffeine? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Caffeine?
what?
It's gonna be a long night.
You know, I wonder if they have the same problem in Indonesia
What?
that we have in the United States about cultural language differences across the country.
I would imagine there are different.
That is,
from
Indonesia
one part of
looks
the
like,
country
if
to
I'm
another.
reading this correctly, it's about 3,000 miles. It's almost as wide as the United States is.
Okay.
It's
And
wider
it is,
than
it is an
Australia.
island nation, though, is it not?
It is.
It's actually wider than Australia.
Yep.
So,
But it's only like this big.
When we get off this live, I can tell you something about Indonesia.
Don't know if that's a good idea.
My dad might have some.
Oh, like I can read that. Yeah, there you go. It's longer than Australia, but nowhere near as tall. And it is an island nation. As
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. There are all kinds of languages in there, aren't there?
Hey, well, Sarah Heiser says she can follow most of what he said, maybe not understand it though.
Judo Tambahan is Indonesian for subtitle.
Over 700 languages.
Yeah,
There you go.
Indonesia.
I was about to say. Yeah, they have.
It seems like I remembered something about that. Over
Yeah,
1,300 ethnic groups.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Atlanta.
Want to hear that again?
That sounds like Atlanta. That sounds like Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Hey, we can make a song out of that.
Don't
Dan, get on it.
Don't tempt.
Boy, I'll tell you, you take a little pieces of that and then throw it in the mixer.
Well, that's the way I make my music. It's like playing with Lego bricks. You got a little piece and another little piece and another little piece, and you bolt them all together. It out to be something bigger.
This word hippo is actually a pretty good translation dictionary thing, because you can get it to say it. I didn't even have to pronounce it. You just tap onto it and let them talk.
Bagus, exactly which of the 700 languages in the area do you speak natively? I mean, the one you grew up with. Because 700 languages, you got plenty of
America is one of the few countries in the world where you can pretty much get by speaking one language.
Yeah.
French.
There's almost no other country on the planet that does that. Every other country has mixed languages. There's probably literally a dozen that don't. So.
We do have a great wide variety of accents in our
John,
language.
have you been to Indonesia?
I have not. I tried to get down in that neck of the woods when I first joined the military, but I wound up in Germany instead of Australia area, Korea, all that.
Now this group right here is an illustration, a perfect illustration of different accents of one language. None of the five of us have the same speech pattern.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Now we can understand each other, and
well, usually.
Well, I know.
What do you say?
We can understand
Southern accent.
Now, if you show up on the Saturday show about midnight, you may have a lot of trouble understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just because everybody's slurring their words.
Okay, this is for Bagus here.
Apakah kamu berbicara?
Okay, that's supposed to say, do you speak language? So
Hey,
anyway.
Bill.
Yeah.
Type his name in there and see if it will pronounce it properly.
Okay. There he goes. He's 30 years old. He can speak 4 languages in the Indonesian language. English is a nightmare for me. Still learning.
English is a nightmare language because it's based on American popular culture.
Yeah. That's what everybody.
No. Yeah. American English is based on American popular culture.
Yep.
British English is based on British pop culture.
Yep. The old,
Yes.
the old
Well, the
English.
thing about
Old English.
English is it was made up by these Vikings trying to get dates with the native British girls at the tavern,
Yep.
and basically English follows other languages down a dark alleyway and thumps them in the head and starts going through their pockets for loose vocabulary.
That's the best description.
That's why we fought a war.
Okay, I might have it here. Hopefully, this is how you pronounce his name.
Bagus on John.
Let's hear that again.
It was a hard C in the
Bagus
last one.
on John.
Yeah.
Bagus on Jam.
That's
Is that correct?
That's hard to
Did
see.
it get close? I'm curious to know if that actually pronounced.
Yeah, really.
That's hard to see.
Considering how
Bagus
much
on John.
considering how much a computer butchers my name when I ask it to pronounce it.
Let's put Dan's name in.
Oh Lord.
If
It blew up.
if it wasn't for Simon and Garfunkel, every computer on the planet would butcher my last name.
He says, haha, yep.
Yeah.
Hey, it got it right.
You got it right.
Hey.
Okay,
Bill
now
got-
we know.
So
Bill got
so
an actual smartphone.
so yes. Here you go, people. A Motorola Moto E. So I thought his last name was pronounced Oncom, but the C is pronounced as a J. So Onjam.
I'm John.
Bugos Onjam. So hey, you learned that. See, that's why I say join us for some fun, and you may learn something before we're done.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian K. Morris, but we just proved that.
Okay, you gone.
And the hey 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 is a joke from Fat Albert, which is an old cartoon
Yeah.
based on Bill Cosby routines. But just, you can look it up on the internet.
Yeah, you can act.
Here-
Yeah, we
Cosby
actually learned.
Here come Weird Harold. It's fun to scare Weird Harold.
If you see some Russians in here, dump them.
Yeah.
We've been doing that. Yeah.
Well, have you noticed ever since we've been playing Indonesian on here, no Russian bots have come in. So I think we figured something out.
Yeah, we don't. They don't like Russians, so
Okay. Yeah, possibly.
Would not be a bit surprised. And
Yeah.
thank you for joining us tonight, even if you are in text only. That's
He says, so maybe
that's an honor to have you here.
he says maybe we could teach him how to speak English. Oh,
We'll have
You'll
have to bring somebody in.
no,
We'll
it'd be Southern, but
we'll have to bring somebody with an 8th grade education in so that we could.
Let me
I
tell you
resemble
something kind
that
of
remark.
applies to this.
Bill,
I was listening to
I
a radio.
can't cuss right now, so
I was listening to a radio commercial the other day.
he's laughing so hard he's crying.
I was listening to a radio commercial the other day, and they want you to donate your used car, your old used car, okay, to Lighthouse for the Blind. They want you to donate it.
oh,
Tax deductible donation. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do blind people need my old used car?
So they can get to the ATMs to use the braille on the ATM machines. I mean,
yeah, so they can take just Sleepy Biden to
Nick's sharing us on Twitter so he can get us some Twitter bots.
There you go, Nick. Good
Yeah,
job, bud.
Just says, that poor guy, he will come to America and everyone will say, where the hell did you learn that accent?
Exactly.
Come, yeah,
guilty.
come to Alabama.
Howdy, y'all.
Good night, sir.
And Sarah says, now the teaching part could be interesting. She's signing up.
Oh.
All right.
She
Okay.
wants no.
Evidently, it's not interesting enough for her.
All right.
Well,
I
she used to work for a good number of years at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign, so I'm sure she wants no part of this.
Hey,
All
Joe.
right.
Joe.
Yes. Make it quick. I gotta
Who
go.
are we going to get to teach us English?
Join your back of the map.
Hey,
I ain't volunteering for
Brian
nothing.
Morris in here.
Join your back.
All right, be back.
Oh God.
Yeah, we get a little bit off the rails without actually having to leave the rails. We just go into orbit and zoom around for a while.
I'm just going to put $6 million man back up here. I don't think I want to put my face up here anymore. Which, by the way, this is an original one
I
from
noticed that
19.
it's got the eyeball and everything.
Yeah, you could look.
Wait a minute. Turn it around and see if you can put the eyepiece up to the camera. I'm curious. No, turn it around. Put
the
part
back
you look
of the
at,
head.
Bill.
Oh, the back. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to work.
You're gonna have to twist his head to the right.
Well, I don't have enough light. Let me put a little more light on it. There.
Oh, almost got it. Oh, twist him to the right. His right, not yours.
I keep moving it.
Yeah.
Other way. Oh, here, let me do it this way.
Yeah, Chris, and we
almost.
thought they were angels. That's exactly right.
Yeah, we went from learning Indonesian to playing with a toy from 1975 now.
Yep, and the thing was, the Vikings developed this saying that was echoed by.
Hey, I see you guys. Oh my God! Wait, jeez. You got to take care of that skin treatment there, John.
Yeah, if you got the curves, maybe I got the angles. That's exactly what the Vikings were telling to the tavern.
I was actually toying around with the idea of trimming this.
Toying around. I see what you did there.
I don't know. That's just. See, this part I can do without. That's for damn sure. And this part, that's.
You really need to go the blue filter on the lights bit like I did, because your face is just it's brightly lit. But it's very pink.
The only LED bulbs I could find for this light setup are grow lights.
Well, this is what I use. It's a bowl. It's a cereal bowl. I got it at Kroger, and it goes right into the lamp.
All right, let me see.
And it changes the temperature of the light.
Y'all can't see that. This is what I'm using. It's just one of these with a grow bulb.
Yeah. So get you one of these cereal bowls and.
Why does this remind me of somebody being killed in the Doctor Who episode?
Actually, it reminds me of the Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
Let that be your last battlefield. Yeah.
All right. What am
Well, we were playing with my toy for a while, but
and John's light right.
Yeah.
I was trying to sell him on the blue filter so he didn't look like he was permanently sunburned. Then again, given his former career, he's permanently sunburned. Yes, indeed. I did use a plastic bowl. It is the right color of blue. It's not too thick to be able to let the light pass. All it does is act like a filter, and it changes the color to a little bit bluer than what the normal light bulb would be.
I think if I had anything,
it's very, very cheap.
Chris,
Boone.
look over to the side.
It's hence the name.
He kind of has a dirty, hairy Clint Eastwood haircut in that picture.
I didn't notice that they gave him the sparkly eye.
He's got the Lyle Wagner sparkle in his eye. Yeah. Only with Lyle Wagner, it was a sparkle in his teeth. Oh yes, please. Go right ahead. I am a wealth of how to save money doing things on the cheap.
So Laura just texted me saying, "What are you guys talking about tonight on Stupid O'Clock?" And I had to tell her what we were just doing, and said that I might have set back U.S. Indonesian relations 50 years.
Okay, throw this up, Joe. That is Pat Boone in his
And
leather
Alice
outfit
Cooper.
at the Grammy with Alice Cooper.
And
I
Alice
remember
is
that
highly
one.
amused.
And yeah, and you know why Alice Cooper is so amused?
Pat Boone has tattoos.
No,
Oh, I
they're
know.
next door neighbors.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He had no idea he was going to do it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Carr, you're probably right. And we've got a large following in outer space. Although the signal has not reached them yet, so they have to be time travelers to watch us in real time.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They asked, what is the meaning of stupid o'clock?
Who asked that?
Do what?
Who asked that? Oh, okay. I'm back.
Bach. I've been away too long and then forgot how to say it. Has asked, what is the meaning of stupid o'clock? Stupid o'clock rolls back to when I used to do paranormal investigations and did a radio show, did a podcast show. And after the podcast show, the crew hung around and we got to talking, and usually people get goofy at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and it becomes stupid o'clock. And that's what it means. What this stupid o'clock is John, Dan, and I attend science fiction conventions. And after all the programming and everything closes down and people are hanging out at the hotel because they don't want to go to bed, they start talking and the subjects would just change. We don't have any set subject. And
there's no theme to what we do. We just sit around and whatever sparks our interest, however briefly, we will talk about until something else comes up to distract us.
Yeah.
Because it is so late at night, we are stupid, basically.
Dan, you ain't stupid.
And here in America, we call it somebody throws out a squirrel. Squirrel! When a dog sees a squirrel, squirrel! Forgets whatever's going on.
Alan Gilbreth has a stuffed toy.
Joe Dog, I know
it is a squirrel of mass distraction.
I know they called Dan daddy, but we will talk about that later.
Yeah, that's on y'all.
I was nowhere near there 40 years ago.
Well, it'll be 37 years.
Hey, it might have been a long romance. You don't know. Oh yeah, and basically it's stupid o'clock is basically just another way of saying it's so late at night we can't concentrate on anything for very long without changing the subject and going on to something else.
And then we just get silly.
Oh, we were born silly. That's why we get along so well together.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
We may need to redefine your squirrel joke.
Yeah.
Okay. Because throw this up real quick.
Don't tell me it's a flying.
This is what a squirrel looks like in Indonesia.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, flying squirrel.
Flying squirrel.
Yeah. We have those here. They're just a little bit differently shaped.
Yeah, different color.
They have
Different color.
WWF squirrels, and
Got different colored ones.
Yeah, where's the rainbow squirrel? I was looking
See,
at
here we go. John has gotten distracted.
Yes.
John is literally chasing squirrels.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Let me get another beer. I'll be
That
right.
was
I
kind
ain't
of
even
cute.
gonna
Look
turn
at
the
that.
camera
That's
on.
a, that's a cute
Well, wait a
squirrel.
minute. I'll
What
do
is
it.
All right,
Oh, that is a cute tree rat.
Oh,
that?
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say different colors.
yeah.
oh, I'll tell you right now, those. If
Damn,
somebody gets some
damn
of those,
vermins.
that looks like a red panda.
Don't it don't?
No,
Yeah,
Red panda
it
and cat.
does.
What? That is a red panda. Okay.
yeah.
Why was it under squirrel?
Maybe they're related distantly.
I'm trying to find that. They got one squirrel over there. It looks like a rainbow. I'm trying to find that stuff.
You
Yeah.
talking about the red and white one?
Too bad we can't show the scene from the movie Up. It's a Disney movie called Up about the old man and kid with a house and balloons.
Yeah.
Watch Up and you'll understand. Squirrel!
Yep.
Those are the squirrels around my house.
If that's in Illinois, come on.
Yeah, animation. It's an animated movie. Yes. Oh, and I'll tell you another thing to look for if you can get it in your country. Sesame Street.
Yep.
Watch Sesame Street, and you will learn to speak the English language. Okay, that's
Even
not Anheuser anymore.
even though that's PBS, but
And Chris says, "Pay attention to the dog." Yes.
Squirrel.
that's government propaganda. But go ahead.
Oh, are we going to be around tomorrow night? Yeah, I plan on dropping in for a little while before we head off to somebody's house.
Was that Carl?
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
somebody bought fireworks.
No
Yeah.
no severe weather tomorrow. Everybody should be good until Saturday.
What's the rain look like on midnight? Because they got me 7
Nah,
gross.
you're good. You're good. Yeah, you're good. Tomorrow.
I've got bottle rockets.
No, you're good.
Good. I'm not going to shoot them off in Red Bank.
Well, don't worry about that. You're good. Carl, Saturday. It probably will be Saturday evening toward Georgia.
Great job, Bill. Now everyone in Indonesia is going to be talking like the Count.
Yeah.
I love to count.
Vargas is asking, are we going to stream all night? He's starting to like us. No, we are actually going to wrap up in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Dan has a show on his YouTube channel that will start up. Pretty much the same thing, just a little more rowdy.
Yep.
And then Stupid O'Clock will be back tomorrow night or Saturday, which would be Sunday for you at noon.
12 hours ahead, roughly.
Yeah.
At about noon or 11 a.m. your time.
And if I'm not on that show, it's because of the weather. So
Brittany had to leave. Sorry about that, Brittany.
Is there a YouTube link for Last Man Standing already?
Yeah, it's set up, ready to go.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I know joining the show is set up and ready to go. I was wondering if I could find the YouTube link for it for someone to watch without being in the show.
Hold on just a a minute and let me look at something.
I believe it's set up for everybody to watch.
Well, I know the links come across on Facebook, but
Okay, if he takes the L out of your name, the Dan L, just put Dan instead of Dan L, put Dan Hollifield in the search. It'll take him right to your page.
to my, yeah, to my well, I've got two YouTube channels, and Donna got mixed up one time and got to the old one. I don't know how I wound up with two. It's a complete mystery to me. I think I made one.
You have a good night, Lynn. We'll see you later.
I think I made one with my desktop computer, and I made another one with the iPad. And they came out being different channels for some reason with the same name and everything. But that's YouTube. Let's see. The Facebook would be the same if he's watching on Facebook. But,
no, he's on YouTube. He's watching on YouTube. No, we're not going to do. He asked, "Are we going to do a stupid o'clock on New Year's?" No, we're not. But we will do one the next day, which would actually be Sunday for you.
That'd be Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So we are going to do one on New Year's.
Wait a minute. That would be Sunday morning.
No, that'd be Saturday.
For him, Sunday morning about 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing regular time, same bat time, same bat channel as far as Saturday goes.
Yeah.
So okay.
We're just
Getting him all situated so he knows when to tune in.
Yes.
Sorry about my big head. Can't read.
And he said, Donna says,
Tell Donna I got a new bottle of that good stuff.
Fireball.
Yes.
Why am I going through this the hard way?
Joe Dog, I'm still trying to figure out
the what?
Stone Yard.
Wow.
Yeah, well, when you figure it out, let me know.
Making my head hurt. Oh.
I think Josh is almost
Stop doing that. Yeah.
It's a pain.
Oh, wow. I've never subscribed to my own channel, so I can't find it in the shortcut list.
Great, Bill. You're going to get us kicked off of YouTube. You know who owns those people now, don't you?
Oh, who?
The Evil Empire. Yes.
No.
Don't muck with the mouse.
Yes.
Muck with the mouse. Just don't.
So, has any of you gamers ever played Sesame Street Fighter before?
Pull it down. Pull it down. Pull it down.
Pull it down, Bill.
I don't keep it up there any longer than
you don't get a strike.
legally necessary.
I'm surprised they don't. You know, I am really surprised that they're not starting to kick people off for stuff like Joe's got his Battlestar Galactica thing over in the background. I've got Rocketeer art, and Bill's got all his artwork from his fan stuff on the back wall. So, you know, you've got a TARDIS in yours, Dan.
Yep.
Well, I think if they did that, there would be nobody left.
Yep.
So that's probably why.
And if you notice, there isn't nothing that would attract children on mine.
Nothing behind me right now.
Duck.
It's the
But
stream.
there's about to be something added, and it will probably get me kicked.
Carl, is that the link to Dan's show? I think Carl. Okay, yeah, Carl.
Carl found the link.
He found the missing link.
Yeah, Carl found the link.
I resemble that remark.
Mr. Indonesia, sir. if you can copy that link from the chat and open a new tab, you can watch Dan's show in about 12 minutes over there at that channel.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
he said, we chatting on Zoom or Discord, neither one. We're using a service called StreamYard. One word, StreamYard. And it's absolutely a perfect platform. And thank you for grabbing that link.
Yeah. Please come and join us.
Yes.
Because the late show is a lot better. Well, I say a lot better, but you
I
might
like that one.
You might hear some other ones.
Tesla coil.
Shocking.
Oh, I've got one video on my one of my channels that has nearly 100,000 views.
Go ahead.
It is the John. You were probably standing right there in the video.
Well, go ahead and play it.
Architect.
Architect.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. I have
The
seen.
Architect, Doctor Who thing.
Yep.
Play it. I haven't seen it.
No,
I'll
you
get
have.
copyright strike.
Yep, you'll have to look it up and go
All
see it on YouTube. That we can't do anything that anybody would object to us actually playing something they own.
Okay.
So yeah, we can't do popular music. We can't do TV show clips or anything like that because the people that actually own the rights to that would be a little upset with us, and they'd lawyer up, and we would be.
What are they going to get from us?
Well, Architect gave
everything we've got.
Architect gave me permission in writing and everything to monetize that video, and YouTube accepted it, and then BBC struck it down.
Damn.
That's like let's see, was it Spaceship One several years back? When they did their suborbital flight, they gave me. I wrote to them. They gave me in writing the rights to use images from their descent of Spaceship One re-entering for cover art for my magazine online.
Yeah.
And we've used it. We've used a couple of them. We've not abused it, just a couple, but they were quite nice about it, and they were quite happy that I actually wrote to them and asked them for permission. Basically, it was a limited license that I didn't have to purchase because it was promoting their work.
That's what I was just about to ask. There's some music that is unlicensed. Can I play it? Can we play that? Dog.
Are you sure it's
I bet that's why your Architect video got taken down, because they used other people's music.
They used BBC's copyrighted Doctor Who theme.
They left it up. They just.
If it names it as uncopyrighted, can we use it?
You can try.
But if it's a song you recognize, no.
Yeah.
Because that happened during our HallowCon online, our virtual con.
Exactly.
The Molly Maguires played a song. Well, actually, the Wolfhounds played a song so perfectly that the bots picked it up and claimed it as copyright.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the opening for that streaming HallowCon used a piece of classical music that has been in the public domain for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And somebody still objected to it and tried to give you a copyright strike.
Yeah, well, I fought that one.
Yeah.
All right. Just trying to figure out like an opening and a closing. So
Well, I can always write you something.
Hey, John. Chris has something to tell you.
Oh, indeed, yes.
yes, no, say yes.
3 more minutes.
Just getting you alerted to it.
That's one nice thing about this program and Last Man Standing, except for the national anthem. I wrote the opening theme. I wrote the opening theme for Stupid O'Clock. I wrote the opening and closing theme for Last Man Standing. I own the copyright, so.
Well, I was saying,
knowing YouTube and Facebook, I'm surprised we don't get a copyright strike for playing the national anthem.
Yeah, say it's public domain. I would think.
Yeah, Carl says YouTube has an area that they have music you can use. Look for the creators area.
Well, that's where I was at. Looking at that. So.
And another thing, there's something called Creators Common, which has all kinds of artwork and music and stuff that you can use.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, some of the music that's allowed on YouTube isn't allowed on Facebook.
Right. So you really got to investigate it. Hey, I got one last thing to say to Bagus before we run out of time.
Okay.
Let me do it here.
Good night, everybody.
Oh.
Kami menyiarkan di halaman stream.
In English, that means we broadcast on StreamYard. So I'll do it one more time just in case you didn't hear it all.
Kami menyiarkan di halaman stream.
There we go.
That means ¿cómo está, señor?
But I should do the good night.
Yeah, go ahead and get that set up. John, I think it's time to push the button.
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, just push it.
Push the button, Max.
No, not the red one. Not the red one.
Why is there never a big red button?
Yeah, and I didn't even see it that time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
Remind me next time that Skunk's on the show. We really need to give him kudos for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting all that pulled up. Oh, and guess what, guys? My fluff up at the beginning didn't go out.
Oh.
I actually was able to click over to the other one before
it went live.
It went live.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I wondered about that.
Well, I didn't have my hat on again.
Well, I've got to say, this is the first time that I've worn my hat on a Stupid O'Clock broadcast. And
I think it's the first time in a while. You've had it on before.
I wear it every day. I mean, this is my norm. This is my regular hat. I mean, this is my ID for when people try and figure out if it's actually me. But I didn't think I could get the headphones to fit over it. And tonight, I just for giggles, I tried it and it works.
Do you wear that to work?
I wear it to get there. I have to wear a hard hat once I start working.
Now, I bet if you walked in without that hat, they'd call the law.
Probably so.
Who the hell is that?
Tase them.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
I knew a drill sergeant like that. That somebody ran into him at the PX, didn't realize who the hell he was.
That's funny.
It looks familiar somehow.
Get a kick in the face.
Oh, you'd be amazed at how many people that I've actually worked with and have worked with for decades. I can't recognize them without their hard hat and safety glasses. You know, they do not look the same.
Oh yeah.
How many dicks up is a drill?
Can I have a Alabama to Georgia translation of that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Can you tell me what you just said?
Yeah, how many dicks up?
Um,
I was asking John. Go ahead. Army.
Army, yeah.
How many dicks up?
Okay.
On that note, people,
Yeah.
I think it's time to say good night, everybody.
No,
Good night, everybody.
he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Selamat malam. Selamat malam.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
I'm done.
everybody.
Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Sunday Indonesian time. Good night, everybody.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face